On May 19, 2023, I produced a song for a Filipino boy band. The boy band is called SB19 and the song I produced for them is called Gento. And little did I know, over the next few months this song would go viral. There have been thousands of videos of people on YouTube reacting to the song, and it also turned into a viral dance challenge on TikTok. Celebrities, dancers, and other artists were all making videos with it. Everybody's pointing at the ground and humping the air like this. And as of right now, the song has 30 million views on YouTube, 25 million streams on Spotify, and over 1.8 million videos on TikTok. So today I'm gonna give you guys a breakdown on how I made the entire beat and the process behind it. I get a message from Pablo on January 21, 2022. He goes, "Hey Simon, are you busy right now? We're making a new EP and we want some beats." I say, "Of course, what's the timeline?" He tells me he wants me to work on the main song for the EP, which is called Gento. And then he sends me this little document on how he wants the song to sound. Gento means like this: gold, aiming for a grimish, drillish beat, heavy, dark sounding, dancing, incorporating sounds that can be found at the mining site, rocks, pickaxes, hammers. Now before I actually started making anything, they sent me a demo that they worked on, and this is how it sounds.
Gento, Gento, dito basta basta bingo. Ritmo, makumpleto parang bento. Gento, kinaya ko. Sino kayang bubunan makakita lang ng ginto? Ginto, di na baling walang pinto. Gento, presento bawat bitaw ko. Mismo, ito kaya mo. Dito basta basta makakakita ng ginto. Gento.
So if you listen to the song, you know it sounds completely different than what the demo is. They said it sounded a little too monotonous and they wanted to be a bit more upbeat. So the first thing I thought of was this bass line idea. What I did was extracted the vocals and then I came up with this bass line.
Gento, Gento, dito basta basta bingo. Ritmo, makumpleto parang bento. Gento, kinaya ko.
So that's the main bass line I decided for the song. And then after that, we just added this really simple kick and clap pattern.
Gento, Gento, dito basta basta bingo. Ritmo, makumpleto parang.
After that, we have this shaker hi-hat pattern.
Ginto, Ginto, di na baling walang pinto. Gento, presento bawat bitaw ko. Mismo, ito kaya mo.
Alright, and then we go into my first drop idea, and this one is pretty bad. So let's just kind of cringe for a second. Yeah, I don't like it. There is some components that I ended up using. He always mentioned that he wanted that mining site looking for gold soundscape. So there was a bunch of things I put to just kind of emphasize that. Snares like this where it's kind of metallic sounding. I added this chant of army guys singing like 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Then I made this really easy counter melody that went right over the bass line. And then that was the end of the first date. I sent that demo out to Pablo, and then this is what he told me. Thinking more faster and intense vibes. For the drop, he said it was okay. Personally, I didn't love it that much, but if he said it was okay, I'll kind of stick with it. We change it later. So now we go into our second pass, and then this is where stuff really comes together. I had this idea of a melody. Since Gento meant gold, the thing that was just kind of sticking out in my head was money. So I just started incorporating a lot more money ideas. So I added this little cash register ka-ching, and that goes in with the beat. And then one of the most important parts was I created this vocal sample. So I came up with this melody and I wanted to make it sound really cool and really robotic. And this is how I did it. So first, I recorded it incredibly slow. I'm gonna turn the effects off. I'm really exposing myself right now. Listen to how just crappy this sounds. Oh, I spent that money, yeah. Yep, that's awful. So the first thing I did was pitch it up 1 semitone. Oh, and then I stretched it so that it was a lot quicker. Oh, I spent that money, yeah. We add a bunch of effects, some auto-tune, some compression, more compression, some EQ, some saturation, and then some echo, and then we get this. Oh, I spent that money, yeah. Then we ran into some OTT. And then after that, went under the hood into the pitch corrector. So instead of this, We bring the formant down a couple cents. Then we bring that down an octave. That is our main melody for the beat. Let's take a look at the pre-chorus section. So in this kind of genre, you're always really trying to change it up every so often. For this one, instead of going for that dark, fun party vibe for the verse, we are now changing it up and making the pre-chorus a little bit more melodic, a bit more movement. We start off with a pad that has this little filter sweep here. And then we add in a couple extra things to give it a bit more rhythm. We add these plucks. We also add in this lead. So we have the same bass as in the verse and we have the same rhythm, but this time we are doing a new chord progression. So now it's like this. Then we are adding classic build up. We're just doing these 8-note claps with a little couple syncopated ones in between there, some lifters. Boom, boom, and then we go into our drop. And the hook is actually super similar to the verse. The only thing I do is I add this main melody that we made before. And then let's hear that together.
Gento, Gento, dito basta basta bingo. Ritmo, makumpleto parang bento. Gento.
So one thing I love when working with these guys is they give me so much freedom to just experiment and try whatever I want. I don't remember why, but for some reason, this like flute melody just popped in my head. If you remember in the note, he doesn't want any ethnic sounds. He wants like heavy, dark dancing sounds. And I was like, I'm just feeling fluty at the moment. So I structured out the song. I put in the dance breaks that we made before. And then, you know, I just kind of sneak this little flute section just right at the end. If he doesn't say anything, okay, but you know, it doesn't hurt. I'll just throw it in here. And this is how the section goes. We start with the flute melody. Add this little filter so that it just kind of sounds a little bit weird. Sexy snaps. And then I added these sexy breaths. And then we also have our 808. It's very similar to the pattern in the other bass line, but now it's just a different sound. Right before the verse ends, we do a tape stop, and then we bring it back up right before the snap, and it's just so satisfying to me. You wanna look at the time now? 26 hours. Why did that take me so long? So at this point, we have the main ideas pretty much there, and now everything is just tweaking and refining, and that's where Pablo really comes in. He's giving me timestamps. At 50 seconds, delay the entry of the chorus. At 1:30, leave some silence for the next rapper to come in. He mentions he likes the flute part, and then there is one more section at the end that he wanted me to touch up on. So now it's just a lot of tweaking. So this time, the intro's a little bit longer. I'm adding in these anvil noises, adding these cinematic fills. At the second verse now, we do this complete breakdown section where we remove all the instruments and we just have these like cool cinematic drums going in. Alarms come back in. We're now at the fourth and final pass. Pablo actually sends me his vocals over, so I really have an understanding of where things are going. So this is him doing Ken's part.
No rush, I can do this all day. 24 mentality like Kobe. The harder I work, the harder I play. Walang home court, sa'kin sa salpa kahit away. Hito na nga, wala na magdadadada. Pag ako ang mga diretso, sigo bababa. Ako ay galing sa lupa. Kahit pilitin mo mukhain, hindi mo makukuha.
So they wanted to make one more section where it's just a chanting, kind of a breakdown, but super high energy where they just kind of repeat.
Gento, Gento, dito basta basta bingo.
So I just added as many metals and percussions and just random sounds that I can find, and I just created this drum loop here. Bring back the flute in at the end. And then let's take a look at the last drop. I texted Pablo almost a year after. I'm still trying to figure out a melody for the first breakdown. I really wasn't happy with that original one, and this is what I ended up doing. I found this sound in Serum that's just this screechy thing. Weird chromatic descending top line, and I turned the portamento up so that it's all slidey and pitchy, and this is how it sounds. Made it a little bit choppy. Big fat 808 at the bottom. The drum sounds are really, really simple. It's just the sound of it is just a little different from what we usually had. Cool effects for my drum kit. Whew, crazy. We still had the army chants in here. And that is 33 hours later. Not bad. But this is the final beat. Look at all of that. Not too shabby. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you guys want to listen to the full song and see the music video, I'm gonna have that in the description below. I just want to say thank you to everybody who's been listening to the song and supporting it. I'm really grateful to be a part of something like this. Honestly, it's surreal because I just feel like I'm making beats in this room. Just a little of this, so boop 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 boop. And now there's like celebrities that I've known for years, and then they're like dancing to my music, and it's just like, whoa. They actually came to Toronto a few months ago, and I was able to go to the show, and the energy was crazy, and everybody was screaming, and I just never thought my music would be scream-worthy like that. Once again, thank you guys so much. I'm really happy to be a part of this. Also, be on the lookout because I'm dropping a new course very soon. It's a music production course where I talk about my entire process, all the way from making a beat to distributing it on streaming platforms. If you guys are interested in music production and what I do, then I think this course is gonna be really good for you. I'm gonna have a lot more information very soon, so keep an eye on that.
If you have any suggestions, leave a comment. If you like this video, leave a like. If you really like this video, subscribe. If you didn't like this video, leave. Just leave. Get out of here.